So really fun week for WWE. Again, we're just a few weeks away from WrestleMania. It's all happening. We're getting there. We're getting there. I thought Dynamite was fun this week too. It was the first Dynamite after AEW Revolution, which I thought was a fantastic show. I thought it was a really good show with two fantastic matches on Sunday night AEW Revolution. And so a few things to get over here on Wednesday night Dynamite. First thing is, so Hangman, who, by the way, I mean, disgusting black eye he's rocking. And you could see the marks from, being stabbed in the forehead with a fork. And the more and more I think of it, we talked about this on our AEW Revolution reaction show, Joey, where, all right, you had MJF who spilled the drink on the kid, and the kid was very upset. Was this appropriate or not appropriate? And I told you, AEW does not advertise themselves as a family show. And the more and more I think about it, I can't have this mother getting upset with the kid having a drink spilled on him when moments before it, you saw a man actively being stabbed in the head with a fork.
Or a man being hung.
I don't have the capacity for it. Just, he was being stabbed in the head with a fork.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. No, I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's
which is worse? Which is worse for a kid? Come on, it's not even close.
Well, are you asking me what's worse for a kid, seeing someone get stabbed with a fork or getting splashed in the face with vodka?
Yeah,
I mean,
which is
tequila,
worse? That's
tequila.
right. Which is worse?
It's possible that tequila. It's possible that tequila. I mean, he's not getting stabbed with the fork, so I guess the tequila is possible.
You're watching attempted murder right in front of you.
Tequila burns I would imagine tequila getting splashed in your eye.
Well, hopefully he didn't have an open wound. That would hurt too.
That would hurt.
If the tequila was dumped on him. So
and he's all sticky he's like sticky when it dries.
So you got the marks on Hangman. Hangman says he's done. He's done with Moxley. He considers it over. But like I said a couple of weeks ago, Blackpool Combat Club, they're heel now. All right. And Moxley, total heel tactics, total heel move. He's choking him out after the match is over. Evil Uno comes out to try and make a save. And then you get Hangman, who comes out to make a save. We are not even close to done, apparently, with Hangman and Moxley.
I couldn't hate this anymore. For multiple reasons. One, Hangman just said he's done with Moxley.
We're not done.
Why is he? He's not done.
We're not done.
Two, Hangman just hung the man, and we're not even selling this. Moxley's on TV the next Wednesday?
Oh, he didn't die. He tapped out.
We don't know. We don't know what happened to him after the show. Can you sell how big this win is for Hangman? They didn't sell it at all. If anything, Hangman looks worse for the wear than Moxley does.
He does.
And now they're just fighting again. What are we doing?
Well, where do we go from here? Like
blood and guts.
What comes after a Texas death match?
Blood and guts. The blood and guts. The war games. Blood and guts.
I mean, how's that any different though from what we just
saw? I'm just saying it's the only thing I can think of is that they're going to have a look. Here's where I think it's headed. I think it's blood and guts. I think you have because War Games is 4-on-4, so there'll be 4 Hangman and 3 members of Dark Order. I think you'll have,
and that's usually a free TV show, right? That's
what they've done. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have Blackpool Combat Club, who doesn't have Daniel Bryan at the moment, but
I don't understand. They never explain. Like, is Bryan Danielson even in Blackpool Combat Club anymore?
I don't know, but they'll need him for Blood and Guts.
No, he went home.
Well, what's home?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what home is. What I think home is.
Oh, you think it's Blackpool Combat Club? He's got to get back with his boys?
No, I think home is Ring of Honor.
Oh.
Huh. I think home's Ring of Honor. I mean, that's how he became who he is. He's like he's like Ring of Honor. He is Ring of Honor. Like, but I don't know. It could be anything. But I think the only thing that makes sense here is like they get Bryan Danielson back with them for this, but he's still the biggest baby face, and they're turning heels, and then they turn on each other, and then it becomes like a Bryan Danielson versus Blackpool Combat Club, because we got to get Hangman away from this. We have to get Hangman away. We have to. It just doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
Are the Elite? Are they heels now? You got, because we knew if Kenny Omega.
No.
But they're standing there with Don Callis. Don Callis there, not just with Kenny Omega, he's there with the Young Bucks too.
Yeah, but he's always with them. He's always with them. But he's Kenny's guy, but he's always coming out with them.
Right. Because he hasn't been over the last really few weeks.
Yeah, because he usually he joins. He'll come out and then he'll go to the announce table.
The commentary team.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so they're not heel though.
I mean, not yet. I mean, they came out to challenge Jericho, and the Jericho Appreciation Society are massive heels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, I don't think the Elite are heels yet. I think if Kenny goes on a solo run, which they teased with that tweet with Don Callis and Kenny.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Then I think we probably maybe see a Kenny heel turn there. But no, not yet. I guess we'll see how this trios match goes next week between them two and House of Black. But once again, just like Hangman, I'm just like, so we come out of Revolution, Hangman wins. Now he's fighting Moxley again. The Elite lose. Now they're fighting House of Black again.
You're saying nothing was settled.
Nothing changed. Like we had the biggest pay-per-view of the year, and now they're all just back to doing what they were doing before the pay-per-view. Why are we not moving the storylines forward? Like you have 4 pay-per-views in AEW. Every pay-per-view should be the culmination of a story. Like that should be the blow-off to a massive story.
With only 4, you would think so, yeah.
And now we come out of it, and 2 of the biggest stories in the company seem to just be the same story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just with a little tweak. But the Elite is now, they're challenging Jericho Appreciation Society, but they're fighting House of Black. I guess we'll see how the match goes. I can't imagine House of Black's losing. So maybe this just leads to a longer-term thing between the Elite and Jericho Appreciation Society, which is fine. It's fun, but like, I don't know. Those are the two of the 3 biggest things that came out of Revolution were those 2 storylines. And now I feel like we're just right back to where we were leading into that pay-per-view.
So speaking of a change, though, we get a big announcement from head boss man Tony Khan.
We're leveling up.
That the All Atlantic Championship
is leveling up.
It's now going to be the All International Championship. Do I have that right? All International, right? That's
it's just called. No, I think it's just going to be the International Championship.
The International Championship,
but just Zaz, don't forget, it's leveling up.
And I'll be damned if Jeff Jarrett does not win that championship from Orange Cassidy. You
mean the leveled up International Championship presented to you by the release of Shazam in theaters everywhere?
That's right. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett is winning that championship.
Sure. I wouldn't
Which I'm good with. Whatever. He's awesome.
I'm fine with it.
He's winning it.
I'm more interested in how horrendous that Tony Khan announcement, like just his execution of it was. It was one of the worst things. I mean, he's not obviously a great talker when he does these things, but it was like, let someone else announce it, man. You don't have to be the one.
They don't have another authority figure. He's the authority figure.
Okay, well then how come Tony Schiavone went down to the ring to announce that they had
that they're continuing on? That's right.
Yeah. Why didn't Tony Khan come out and announce that? Why didn't I mean, it was so poor. I mean, he just repeated himself. We're leveling up. We're leveling up the titles in AEW, and you know why? Because of Shazam. No, hey, look, Jarrett, this is one of the ones I was totally wrong on. In the very beginning, when Jarrett was on the screen in 2023, awesome. I was like, get this guy off my screen.
Nope.
He's awesome. Orange Cassidy has had this version of the title for a long time. So yeah, I mean, they can.
If you're changing the title, you need to also have it change hands.
Yeah. And I mean, people love Cassidy or love Orange Cassidy. So no one's going to get more heat than Jarrett by taking that title off of him. So I'm cool with it. I like it. But
what did you?
It was so weird. By the way, on the Dark Order thing, can I just point something out? Next week in that match, so they're fighting next week. Dark Order versus Blackpool Combat Club. Stu Grayson, who left AEW like last year, is in the match. Like he's back for the match, which I thought was pretty interesting. I think because it's in Canada and he's Canadian, they're bringing him back for it. But I don't know if that means.
Speaking of which, okay, that leads me to this. Who? Maybe this could be in Big Dirt, not Big Dirt. I don't know. What Canadian is challenging Jade Cargill next?
I was going to ask that. I have no idea.
Okay, because that That could potentially be fun, and I have no idea who it's going to be.
I hope it's somebody legit because every time she does an open challenge, it's just someone that she buries.
Yeah.
Or not buries, but like
Yeah.
jobs out, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
there's no point to it.
Who could it
No,
be?
I don't know. Because I actually Googled earlier, like Canadian wrestlers on the AEW roster, and the only woman that came up was the bunny. But I think they've actually fought. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably wrong there. There probably is other Canadian women's wrestlers, but like, I don't know.
But didn't you get the impression that it's a Canadian wrestler that's not on the current AEW roster? That was the impression that like I got.
Probably, yeah. But like knowing AEW, it's going to be like some local Stampede Wrestling Canadian that's popular in Winnipeg, but not just like not anyone who can legitimately beat Jade Cargill. By the way, speaking of Winnipeg and the Elite and what Don Callis's promo on Jericho was very good. He's like, "You're not even the best wrestler in Winnipeg. We're going to be in your hometown. You're not the best wrestler in Winnipeg. Kenny Omega is. And by the way, if I had a couple weeks to train, you'd be the third best."
So the main event, Wardlow and Hobbs. Why do you think they changed it to like a whole street fight kind of deal instead of it being a match? I liked how they acknowledged that Wardlow had his ring gear stolen and all that.
And the belt.
They didn't try and hide that. I like that they played into that. But why do you think they changed it instead of having it an actual match?
So that QT Marshall could interfere and help Hobbs win.
Yeah, but you could just make it a no DQ match. Instead, they were fighting in street clothes, and the fight started in the parking lot. Like,
but if it's a no DQ match, then it is a street fight, right? Like that's the whole thing.
But like they were in jeans. Like they it wasn't a match.
It was also he called it a falls count anywhere anything goes match, which is sort of redundant because if it's anything goes, then the falls count anywhere anyways. But yeah.
I don't have a problem with the belt changing hands so quick because it's the TV title and that's going to be the nature of it. The TV title should be defended every single week. But the part that I have a problem with is it was just very obvious because that's why I thought Samoa Joe was going to beat Wardlow, because if Hobbs is getting that title shot right away, he's winning that title. So I don't understand what the point was in putting it on Wardlow for just 3 days. I would have thought it would make more sense. Let's have Hobbs take it off of Samoa Joe, unless they're dead set. I may be answering the question myself. Unless they're dead set on keeping Hobbs a super heel, which they did by having QT Marshall.
Clearly that's where
interject himself there. So that's why they did that, right? Because they want Hobbs to remain a heel.
Yeah, and they'll probably. My guess is they'll probably do a few more. I mean, they'll just keep this thing going with him and Wardlow for a while.
Which I'm fine with.
A few more matches.
But I'd like it to be I like it to be a match.
Now, I think Wardlow is pretty talented, and I think he's a pretty entertaining guy. I wouldn't mind seeing some kind of like bum ass Corbin version of Wardlow now. Like everything just keeps going wrong for him. Like Samoa Joe cut his hair, and then his car got broken into, and then he lost the title. And he just nothing can go right. I wouldn't mind seeing some bum ass Wardlow character, but I think more realistically, they're just going to go with Hobbs being an absolute killer and Wardlow probably off the air for a couple of weeks and then comes back, kind of like what they did with Samoa Joe, kind of like rinse and repeat. But instead of an old big guy and a new big guy, it's two newer big guys. That being said. We didn't really talk about this. We haven't talked about it. We did our top 5 last week for MJF. Like, who's next for MJF? One was Hangman. He's out. One was Kenny. He's out. Mm-hmm. One was Ricky Starks. He's out because now we know he's doing a thing with Juice Robinson. So who is it? Maybe it is. Maybe Wardlow could be in that picture. I don't know. Because, like, MJF's got to do something. And the guys that you would think would be in line to have something to do with MJF, they're out of the picture.
I don't know, maybe it's Miro. You mentioned Miro.
Adam Cole, Jungle Boy. You mentioned Darby Allin. Darby Allin's got a big announcement next week. Big announcement. They said on Rampage last
night. Still
got
some guys. You got some guys.
Yeah. I don't know. But Wardlow could be in that mix.
I don't think Wardlow's in the mix this soon. I think they need to save it.
I don't think so either, but I just don't know who it is. I don't know. By the way, the Ricky Starks thing.
I thought that was cool.
That was obviously Tony Khan like trolling the crowd, right? Everyone thought it was Jay White. Everyone thought it was Jay White.
Oh, really? I didn't think about that.
You had to think when the Bullet Club thing came up. You had to think it was Jay White.
Oh, you know what? It didn't even occur to me.
Yeah,
I didn't even.
I did. I was like, oh no. I was like, because it's it's the first show after a pay-per-view. Ricky Starks is hot. Like it's like, oh okay, this is how Jay White.
But returns. I think we want Jay White to be in WWE, right? Don't we both want him?
Well, I also think that's a sign that Jay White is going to be in WWE.
Good, yeah, I hope so.
That just feels like Tony Khan's like, yeah, look, like I feel like I have a sense of how Tony Khan thinks at this point, and in his mind, he's like, you know what, Juice Robinson's just as good. And we're going to prove it to you.
We got another Bullet Club guy. This guy's just as good.
And by the way, Juice Robinson's, I've been saying it for a while. He's awesome. And I actually think he's better than Ricky Starks. So I think this will be interesting.
I want to hit on one thing from NXT before we tell everyone we got something cool coming up here. So Grayson,
I can't believe you're not going to, I'm sorry. I got to just say this. I can't believe you have nothing to say about MJF's Rebar Mitzvah next week.
Oh, that's right. I saw that flash across the screen. I love that they lean into that kind of stuff with him sometimes.
I thought you would have.
What does that mean? Like, what are they going to do?
Well, he's turning 26, right?
Okay, so what are they going to? Is he going to read?
Is he turning 26? Am I wrong about that? I don't know. I got to double check that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for his Rebar Mitzvah because I have no idea what that means.
I just had to bring it up because I thought you would have led the show with it.
By the way, for all the Gentiles listening to the show right now, there's no such thing as a Rebar Mitzvah. All right.
Oh, no, he is 26. Unless he just turned
26. But again, for the Gentiles, there is no such thing as a Rebar Mitzvah. So I have no idea what's going to take place.
March 15th. March 15th is his birthday.
There you go. Is that Wednesday?
No, that's...
It is Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. But that also means he's turning 27. That means he's 26. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Do you is someone... Now, if he's having his... let me run this by you. If he's having his Rebar Mitzvah and somebody interrupts, is that disrespectful to the tribe?
Very. It could be anti-Semitism if we're
not. Yeah, that's what I'm worried. I mean, like we always interrupt. We interrupt press conferences. We interrupt contract signings. We even interrupt marriages. But we've never had anybody interrupt a religious ceremony.
Look, if I were having a bar mitzvah and someone stormed in and started yelling at me, I would say that person's an anti-Semite. So,
yeah, like if you come in and you beat up my rabbi, like that's a problem.
We could have some serious anti-Semitism going on Wednesday night. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to the potential. I've never looked forward to potential of anti-Semitism more than I am right now. So I want to mention about NXT. Grayson Waller, Shawn Michaels are doing their thing. God, Shawn Michaels is old. Grayson Waller and Shawn Michaels are doing their thing. And you know how you know Shawn Michaels is old? Because, man, he isn't so great on the microphone anymore. And the two of them are going at it there. And Shawn Michaels, of course, is not going to fight, nor should he. It would be crazy for Shawn Michaels to get in the ring again. But the guy he brings out to fight Grayson Waller is Johnny Gargano. And everyone's going crazy in the Capital One Wrestling Center, whatever it's called. And I was like, yeah, you know what? It makes sense because it's kind of sad how Johnny Gargano's been like floundering on Monday Night Raw. Like, first of all, I don't know why the hell they changed his music. I know it's the same song, but now it's sung by a male.
Yeah, it's weird.
What? Like Why? And he gets no reaction from the WWE crowd. They're just not into him.
Because they made him corny. Like he was just like, I guess part of the problem is you can only have so many underdogs at one time. Like the underdog story is great, but Gargano's whole thing since he got to WWE is like he's sort of the underdog who got to the top of NXT and this and that. But since he's been on at least over the since he came back to the main roster, it's all jokes. Yeah, he's got Dexter Lumis. Bullshit. It's good. He's got Dexter Lumis following him around. He had the thing with the Miz, or with the money and the balls and the this, and it's like
I'm telling you, the one way
he's just a great wrestler. You know,
the one way to get him going. Can we figure something out on the main roster with him and Ciampa?
Well, Ciampa's got to be back. Yeah.
He's got to be close, right?
I don't know. Yeah,
can we figure something out with him and Ciampa on the main roster?
My worry with Ciampa is, will he ever wrestle? This guy's constantly hurt. I mean, he even in NXT, they thought he may never wrestle again with the neck injuries and stuff. So it's like, you got to wonder. He's been out for a while now, and he gets hurt all the time. It's at some point you got to say, like, all right, maybe it's time. Like he's not young.
So is this like a one-off though for Johnny Gargano, or is he going to be on NXT?
Probably be there for a while. I think it's a good way to get in my opinion, the best guy in NXT over Grayson Waller. I think Grayson Waller is like by far the best thing going there. He is so awesome. He's great in the ring, but on the mic, he's just awesome. He's like I think he's either Australian or from New Zealand, but either way, he's like that version of the Miz to me. Like he's like just like an asshole. He's cocky. He's funny. He's really, really good. And clearly the fact that Shawn Michaels is doing all this stuff with him on camera shows what they think about him. And this is just a good way to put him in the ring with arguably the best in-ring wrestler in the history of NXT.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Gargano was, I mean, who else? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
I feel like Gargano's been the face. Finn Balor. I feel like Gargano's been the face.
Was up there, but yeah, Gargano really is NXT. So I think you keep him there and let them feud for a while. And they're not going to, obviously Gargano's not at Mania. So he'll fight him at whatever the Stand and Deliver. That's the WrestleMania one, right?
Yeah, that's that afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good one. I like it. I don't mind it.
Yo, we got something really cool we're gonna do for WrestleMania, right? Joey's idea. It's a really good idea. Why don't you explain to everybody what we're gonna start this week?
Yeah, so we have we're in March. Zaslow Show 2.0. I mean, it's still real to me. It covers all things wrestling. Mm-hmm. But Zaslow Show 2.0 covers everything, the whole world of sports, and it's March. And we got WrestleMania, we got March Madness. So what does everybody love? Everybody loves a bracket. Everybody loves a good bracket. So we're going to do the It's Still Real to Me Ultimate WrestleMania Moments bracket.
Yes.
We have top 32 debatable people. I get it. Debatable. It's debatable, but 32 WrestleMania moments seeded 1 through 16. We're going to put up the bracket. Zaslow will put out the bracket soon, probably Monday, I would say. I don't know. It's up to you, really. It's going to be on your Twitter. So he'll put up the bracket, and then we'll put out Twitter polls for each matchup round by round. So there'll be, there's 32 moments. So there'll be 16 matchups in the first round and so on and so forth. We'll put out the polls. You guys get a chance to vote. And we'll find out in the next 3 weeks what the people think is the greatest WrestleMania moment ever. So it's not just matches, it's moments. So it's a combination of things. It doesn't just have to be a great in-ring match it could be anything. It's just
some of them are matches, some of them are moments. But altogether it's moments. All right. So that's what it's about. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So we'll start it this week. I'll start posting the polls on @Zaslow Show on Twitter. You guys will vote, and we'll debut the bracket coming up at the start of this week. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the good thing is, look, I know you guys are gonna. A lot of you guys, you're gonna comment, you're gonna bitch about the seating. The good thing is, it's just a vote. So if you think somebody should have been seated higher or lower, you guys get to decide, right? It's not like they're actually fighting each other or playing each other. There's no unfair seating here. Okay. The seating doesn't matter a ton. If you really think it's wrong, then that moment will move on and maybe we'll have an upset.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Joey, let's do it, man. Let's do some big dirt, not big dirt to wrap up the week here on It's Still Real to Me. Come on. What do we got?
All right. So Alexa Bliss has been off air for a while. We don't really know what's going on there ever since she lost to.
Although we saw her fingers, we saw her hands on the Firefly Funhouse a couple weeks ago.
But so interestingly, she tweeted this week, maybe yesterday or the day before, I'm tired of seeing these tweets. I'm not on hiatus. They know where to find me. Big dirt, not big dirt.
I'm going not big dirt. I think part of it is all about what's going on with Bray Wyatt. I mean, I think there's clearly a plan with her. It's not an accident that her hands were being used with those puppets, all right? So I think this just feeds into her not being around. I do think it's interesting where you got the reports there where they don't have anything for her. Like, I don't know. I think they probably do have something for her. She's just part of this angle here with Bray Wyatt. So I'm going not big dirt. I don't think there's a whole lot there.
I also think they're just trying to figure out what to do with Bray. Yeah. If I'm being honest, I think
wasn't on television this week.
I think it was hot in the beginning. It was really hot, and everyone was excited. And now we're kind of back to where we were, where it's like, is this working?
It's funny when I hosted Busted Open last weekend, Series 6M Fight Nation 156, Tommy Dreamer, and Tommy made the point. He was like, "Love Bray Wyatt, but this happens every WrestleMania season where they just fumble the Bray Wyatt ball. Every WrestleMania season, he's hot." He's super creative. But when we get to WrestleMania season and it's time to pull the trigger on the big story, it always falls flat.
He's right. And then the whole thing right now, it just seems very confusing. We don't know where it's going. So that's probably, to your point, why Alexa's not around, because the plan was probably
that's what I think.
Have her part of it, but now we don't even know if it's what's going to happen with it.
So I'm going not big dirt.
All right. WWE is reportedly in talks with state gambling regulators to legalize betting on matches. I guess the article I read, they're working with Ernst & Young, who would protect or secure the match.
They do the draft lottery, the NBA.
Yeah. The execs won't inform wrestlers in those matches until hours before the match who's winning, which I think sometimes they already do.
Yep.
And it would only be it wouldn't be every match. It would just be high profile matches. Big dirt, not big dirt.
Gambling, I'm going big dirt. I love it. Why not? I love the idea. Yes. Oh my God. How could you bet on something that's scripted? Who cares if I don't know which way they're going? It doesn't matter if I bet something that's scripted.
Yeah, and I've seen the argument like some sports books offer betting on the Oscars.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's something that, while not scripted, that's something that is voted on.
It's decided before the Oscars.
Right. So I love it. I think it'd be a hell of a lot of fun to have legalized gambling on certain WWE matches. Absolutely.
Oh, and it would also prove to a lot of the marks that you don't really know as much as you think you know.
Now, there's always
when you lose your mortgage payment on Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania.
Well, I think there's always going to be a cap, all right, because there's nothing stopping, one of the superstars who then is informed an hour before the match from calling home and saying, "Put $1 million on me, I'm winning." There's always going to be a cap on how much, and usually when they do that, because some offshore sports books do offer betting odds for WWE. But there's usually a cap of like max $500 bets. There's always going to be a cap because it's scripted. But I'd like it to be legal, yeah.
If I was a regulator and I listened to It's Still Real to Me, and I listened to the beginning of the show, I would say no, because I just made the argument. I just was complaining at the beginning of the show about how WWE can't even they can't keep any storyline secret. It's crazy. Like every storyline gets out. So this would be fascinating. I don't mind it though. Look, hey, if you want to bet on it, it's your money. Do whatever you want. All right. So you're saying big dirt. All right, cool.
Yeah.
This team from the Indies is suing WWE over, I guess, trademark infringement for Austin Theory calling himself The Now, because they have been called The Now for 15 years. They're a tag team called The Now. And they, I guess, maybe have that name trademarked. And Austin Theory's been calling himself The Now for a while on TV. So they're suing WWE for that.
I'm going not big dirt, because if Becky Lynch can call herself the man and not get sued by Ric Flair, who I know was upset about it at the time, but if Becky Lynch is allowed to call herself the man when everybody knows Ric Flair is the man, I don't know who the hell the Now is. So Austin Theory, he can call himself the Now. This is not big dirt.
Okay. Your boy, Gable Steveson, says he's pretty close to debuting on WWE TV in a match. He's just waiting for the call.
Get out.
Big dirt, not big dirt.
Not big dirt. I couldn't care less about this Gable Steveson. Been talking about him for like 5 years now. All right, it's enough already. If he was gonna be this next big thing, we'd have seen him a long time ago already. And the one time that I saw him on the microphone, what was it, WrestleMania last year? Was that it? Something like that?
No, I think it was Kurt Angle's. Kurt Angle's when he was back. Was it his birthday recently? Or
whatever it was, I saw him on the microphone, and maybe even a little in-ring action as well. He was so completely underwhelming, in my opinion. Yeah. So I'm going not big dirt.
Yeah. Well, they blew it with this guy. I mean, the momentum.
Well, I don't know if they blew it. Maybe he blew it. Maybe he was given a great opportunity and he blew it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the momentum behind him was that he won a gold medal.
Yeah.
And then
now I don't even know when that was.
Yeah, exactly. Right. All right, last one. And this one's an interesting one. I think we've maybe talked about this a little bit, but I'm not sure. So Dave Meltzer was saying on his show the other day that don't expect Solo to lose anytime soon on WWE TV, they're saving him. They're trying to build him to look like a big deal so he can eventually fight Roman.
Good. I'm going big dirt. I like that. I like that, man. Building up this guy. He's never lost. He never talks. He's super tough. I love it. Yeah, that's big dirt to me. I know he lost at a WWE house show recently. That doesn't matter. That practically doesn't count. As long as he's not losing on television, I'm into it. Yeah, I like it.
How can we do that, though? Is that like... It's got to be after Jey. And then how... Like, that's an interesting thing. He's saying that they're saving him for Roman. But obviously, Jey and Roman are going to do something. So, I don't know.
I don't know. The bloodline. There are all kinds of different directions they can go in. I don't know. That's the point. That's why it's good. All right. Excellent job this week, Joey. Hey, everybody, make sure you like, you rate, you comment. You do all that good stuff for It's Still Real to Me. Of course, we'll have another episode next week. We are heading toward WrestleMania. We're just 3 weeks away. Really great time, of course, to be a pro wrestling fan. Joey, tell all of your fans when you're going to talk to them again. Tell them you'll love them and you'll see them later. Go ahead. I don't want to take the words out of your mouth.
Yeah. Please don't take the words out of my mouth. I love you all, and please take it easy on me on my seating for the the It's Still Real to Me Ultimate WrestleMania Moments bracket. Please take it. Look, I did my best.
You're very sensitive.
I'm very Victor. Please take it easy on me. Please take it easy on me.
Great job by everybody involved today in putting together the show. Make sure you listen to It's Still Real to Me next week. See ya.